Hey everyone, it's Jasmine Willen and welcome back to my channel. So first off, I apologize about being late with this news because I have been packing for this Pennsylvania trip that I am going on next Monday. So I'm sorry about that, but I am getting right into this video, alright? So as you can tell by the title, everyone, there has been breaking news in regards to Jenelle Evans and this 911 call that has resurfaced from December of 2018. Now, once again, this incident, phone call took place in December of 2018 involving Jenelle pretty much being trapped in her attic, being locked away in her attic for her own safety because David Eason, her husband, is literally going on this entire rampage. So I'm just going to insert some of these sources so you can all read along in regards to what truly happened during this 911 call. So Jenelle Eason, she placed a 911 call to her local police department, and during the phone call she's stating that David Eason is pretty much breaking down her door. He's pretty much going crazy. He is just out of control. The story is she took his phone, she ran inside of her house, and she locked the door. Now, it's stating that during the 911 call, the operator numerous times asked, well, okay, is there anyone in the house with you? Like, what's going on? Is anyone else there to help? And she said, well, no, it's just me, and it's my daughter, Inslee. It's my child there. She's in her room, and she's sleeping downstairs. So the 911 operator proceeds to ask, okay, like, how old is your child? And stuff like that. She's like, well, my child will be turning 2 soon. The operator asked what Jenelle's birthday is, how do you spell her name, what is her location, and Jenelle just pretty much forfeits all of that and pretty much tells her. Now, meanwhile, everyone, okay, this is what blows my mind. Meanwhile, while she's over here on the phone with 911 and pretty much explaining, you know, her name and all this stuff, you can literally hear David Eason in the background of the phone call. Mind you, he's outside, right? She's inside in the attic. You can hear him in the background of the phone call screaming, he's yelling, you can hear pounding at a certain point. You can hear all this stuff in the background in regards to David Eason. Now, that just shows what his temper truly is. Now, as you can see, I've inserted some of the 911 operators, some of the audio from the phone call, just like a dialogue, read along, so you all can just read like kind of what the dialect was between the two. Now, I am not going to insert the audio because of YouTube and copyright issues like that, because if I do, I could risk getting a strike to my channel and possibly demonetization, so I don't really want to risk that. However, I would definitely insert the link to the audio in the description box. I will also pin the audio to the top of my comments as well. But back to the story. So you can hear the 911 operator pretty much ask Jenelle, okay, so where's your child? And Jenelle's like, well, no, she's sleeping in her room. And the operator is asking Jenelle repeatedly, where's her child, with some sort of tone in her voice that's pretty much saying, you left your child downstairs while your husband is literally going berserk and crazy. How motherly, kind of. Like, you can hear her in the 911 call pretty much questioning Jenelle on kind of why in the world is her child downstairs and why is Jenelle upstairs. She should have took her child and went to the attic with the baby, right, for her own safety. So I'm just reading some of this, reading through some of this audio dialogue, and it's sad. I mean, you can see that the operator is clearly asking Jenelle, like, is he breaking things? Jenelle is saying, yes, he broke my front door. Then she says, like, I don't know how my front door looks. You can see the 911 operator asks Jenelle, like, are you in the attic? She says, yes. You can ask, you can see that the operator's like, well, how old is your child? And all this stuff. So my final thoughts on this situation is this. I'm not too sure why this is just coming out. It says that this audio was just released a day or so ago when this situation happened in 2018. You know, so I'm not too sure why this audio is just being released. Maybe because they're in the news all the time, but I mean, this is sad. And if you look at some of the sources, it states that this was actually the second time that Jenelle had to call the police on David Eason because he's been so irate and so out of control. Now, I feel bad. Yes, Jenelle was a victim in this situation, allegedly, but I feel bad for Inslee. I mean, at the end of the day, regardless if she's aware of what's going on, whether she's asleep or not, she's still a child and she was still in the home while her dad is literally feet away from the house, smashing in the front door. I mean, this is crazy. This is ludicrous. Your daughter is literally feet away from you in another room and you're smashing on the door. You're banging on the door, dude. Like, you didn't think that could wake her up, that could startle her, that could scare her into thinking that maybe something horrible is going wrong, which it was. And then also, you have to look at Jenelle like, okay, why would you sit over here and like leave your child downstairs? I don't care if she's sleeping or not. I mean, if I'm a mom, that's my first reaction. If someone near me, whether it's my spouse, my friend, whoever, a stranger, I'm not gonna say a stranger because a stranger wouldn't be in my house, but a friend, someone that I know, whoever, my first reaction is to take my child and run for the hills. Like, I'm gonna take my child. I don't care if my child is eating. I don't care if my child is sleeping. I don't care if my child is on the potty. I don't care. You can pee on me, you know, because it's a situation of possible life or death when you're dealing with someone as psychotic as David Eason. So that's my thing with Jenelle. Why would you sit up here and leave your child? Maybe she was that scared. I don't know. But and another thing on the 911 call, if you like listen, Jenelle was out of breath. Did you guys realize that? Like, if you haven't listened to the audio, go listen to it and come back to this video because I want to hear your thoughts, or I want to see your thoughts in the comments. But she was like breathing heavy, and I don't know like really what that was about. I don't know if she was running. I don't know if she was fighting with him. I don't know if she was breathing heavy, like hyperventilating because she's so scared, or she was having an anxiety attack because Jenelle is known for having anxiety. I don't really know, but it was kind of scary because you can hear him yelling and acting crazy, and Jenelle's like literally like breathing super heavy, and she's trying to, like, she couldn't even get her words out. Like, at a certain point in the audio, she's like stumbling over her words, like, but he's like, she's like hyperventilating. Like, I don't know. I just think that this is just so, it's not shocking. It's just like scary because I read you all's comments and I see that you all are just like, you know, Jenelle, she's going to end up hurt, or she's going to end up being, you know, murdered if she keeps dealing with David. And, you know, I'll see the comment, but I really wouldn't think too deep about it. But, you know, now that this 911 call has surfaced, I kind of think differently. I do feel that I always knew she was dealing with someone who wasn't right in the head, but I didn't think that he would truly cause harm to her. But just hearing these 911 calls, it just makes me think that he'll not only cause harm to her, but he'll cause harm to his own kid. I mean, if you were bold enough to smash doors around your child, who's to say you're not bold enough to actually cause harm to your child because you're that possessive? Like, well, if I can't have her, or if I can't have full custody, hypothetically speaking, during some sort of divorce, then no one can have her, and then off with her. I mean, you don't know who you're dealing with at the end of the day, and that's why I think personally, like, marriage is so scary to me. You guys can always preach to me about trusting your husband, trusting your wife, and that's why I said the comment about the mail in my other video about David Eason opening Jenelle's mail, and a lot of you all were just like, well, why wouldn't you trust your husband or your wife? And it's just like, dude, because you never truly know a person. A person will only show you what they want you to see. So you don't really know someone. They can make it seem like they're this and they're that, but deep down they can be so sinister. You really truly don't know a person. Only that person knows themselves. So that's my thoughts on the situation. It was scary listening, and I felt bad for Jenelle. At the end of the day, she's done some horrible things as a mom, but overall I felt bad for her because she sounded scared. She really sounded like she didn't know what was going to even happen that next moment, that next minute. She was stumbling over her words. She's breathing heavy, and I don't know, man. Like, I think she's scared to leave because she fears her own life. And I think she needs to probably go into the witness protection program if it comes down to it, because it's ridiculous. I feel bad for that girl. I'll keep her in my prayers. So that is the news, everybody. This leaked, or it's not really leaked, it's released 911 call in regards to the events that took place in December of last year in regards to David Eason and Jenelle calling 911 in fear for her own life. Once again, this is viral news, so I'm glad you all are telling me about it and tuning me in. If there's ever an article or anything that you see that looks credible, definitely at me and let me know in the comments. I will definitely do my research and do a possible video on that. So thank you all for tuning in. Once again, make sure you check that description box and the comments that's going to be pinned to the top with the link to the audio. Make sure you comment your thoughts below. Subscribe if you aren't. You can tap the bell to get notifications on whenever I do upload. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And until next time, see ya.